In hair restoration, usually, it is the smallest detail that usually gives the game away. Do you know why surgeons hesitate to do the temple points? Because this region requires extra time, meticulous graft dissection, and extraordinary control over direction and angulation. In many technician-dependent procedures, the doctor may not personally perform the critical artistic step himself. The clinic may therefore avoid these delicate areas out of fear of introducing further artificiality. The concern is understandable. However, the answer to difficult surgery is not incomplete surgery. The easiest way to make a hair transplant look like a hair transplant is to construct a strong frontal hairline and then forget the sides. You may create excellent density. You may move thousands of grafts. You may even make the frontal edge soft and irregular. But when the temple points remain completely empty, the hairline can appear broad, unfinished, and strangely never ending. It is rather like constructing the roof of a house while forgetting the side walls. A natural hairline is not merely a straight line along the forehead. It is a three-dimensional frame around the face. The frontal hairline forms its upper border, while the temple points provide the lateral boundaries. Without these lateral boundaries, the forehead appears wider, broader, the face loses definition, and the hairline seems to continue endlessly towards the ears. No one naturally possesses a perfectly constructed hairline with completely absent temple points, except perhaps somebody wearing a poorly designed topi or a wig or a hair system, as you may. Therefore, when the temporal region has significantly receded, temple point restoration must at least be considered. The temple points are the triangular extensions of hair between the frontal hairline and the sideburns. They define where the forehead ends, narrow its apparent width, and create a natural transition between the frontal scalp and the side of the face. This is why the frontal hairline should never be designed in isolation. A reconstruction may appear natural when viewed directly from the front, but from an oblique angle or from the profile, absent temple points make the result appear flat, two-dimensional, and incomplete. Look carefully at a naturally attractive, mature hairline. The temple points may be slightly receded, somewhat asymmetrical, and finer than the central hairline. But some degree of lateral framing of the head, of the forehead, is always present in a pleasing face. Nature does not use rulers, and that is precisely why natural hairlines look natural. However, temple point restoration is one of the most challenging, technically most unforgiving part of the hair transplant surgery. Temporal hair are usually finer than the hair in the central hairline. They emerge at extremely acute angles and lie almost flat against the skin. And the direction changes gradually as they travel from the upper temporal region towards the sideburn. There is very little room for error, and that is exactly the reason why most surgeons skip the temple point restoration. Thick grafts can make the temple points look heavy. 2 or 3 hair follicular units at the leading edge may appear pluggy. Recipient sites created too vertically can make the emerging hair project away from the skin like bristles of a brush. Incorrect direction becomes visible whenever the patient turns sideways or combs his hair. This is where the inherent softness of my trademark DHX hair transplant technique becomes particularly valuable. Now, what is the DHX method? If you're delegating all your duties to a technician, there is no DHX method. It is a doctor-led, doctor-performed procedure. And DHX is not simply transferring follicles from one area to the other. Well, everybody can do that. It is about selecting the correct graft for each anatomical location and controlling its depth, angle, and direction during implantation. For the temple points, I deliberately select the finest and the softest single hair grafts. Many times it has to be dissected under the microscope. And these are implanted at extremely acute angles using my specially crafted Q-switch blade, allowing the hair to lie closely to the skin, hugging the skin rather than projecting outwards. The leading edge must remain feathered, irregular, delicate. Density should increase gradually as we move backwards. A temple point should never resemble a sharply drawn triangle, a triangle filled with thick hair. Temple points are never supposed to be heavy. The objective is not merely to place hair in the temporal region. It is to reproduce the visual behavior of naturally occurring temporal hair. And that degree of precision requires the direct involvement of an experienced doctor. If the doctor is not doing the hair transplant himself, it is not the DHX method. At Darling Buds Clinic, DHX is a doctor-driven procedure. The doctor who greets you is the doctor who treats you. I personally assess the facial proportions, design the frontal hairline and the temple points, select the appropriate donor grafts, create the recipient sites, and control the direction and the angulation of implantation. Temple points cannot be reproduced from a standard template. Their shape must be adapted to the width of the forehead, facial structure, existing sideburns, age, degree of baldness, and likely future progression of hair loss. Some patients need only subtle reinforcement, while others require complete restoration. The design must also remain age appropriate. Temple point restoration does not mean giving a 45-year-old the sharp temporal triangles of an 18-year-old. That may look just as artificial as leaving the temporal points completely empty. And there are patients, of course, who do not require any temple point restoration. Many, even with extensive baldness, grade 5, grade 6, grade 7 baldness even, continue to retain good temple points. In advanced baldness with limited donor reserves, the frontal scalp and the mid-scalp may deserve priority, and we may have very little hair left for the luxury of temple point restoration. We can always do it at a later stage. But when the frontal hairline is extensively restored and the temple points are markedly deficient, ignoring them can visibly leave your hair restoration procedure look unfinished. When performed correctly, temple point restoration is amongst the most pleasing components of a hair transplant surgery. It reshapes the face, strengthens your profile, narrows the apparent width of the face, and completes the frame around the patient's features which are unique to him. Patients often focus on graft numbers and density, yet naturalness frequently depends upon very small details: the softness of the first row, the irregularity of the leading edge, the reconstruction of the frontotemporal angles, and the delicate restoration of the temple points. These are the details that make the result look grown rather than planted. A hair restoration should not merely cover the scalp, it should restore facial architecture. And that is the philosophy of my DHX method: careful graft selection, controlled implantation, inherent softness, and direct surgeon involvement at every important stage. The surgeon who greets you should be the surgeon who treats you. One patient, one doctor, one procedure. Because in hair restoration, the smallest detail is often the one that gives the game away. Have a nice day.